Let's pick out a casket. I'm serious. Are you having trouble thinking and talking about death? I think it's a good idea. Go to your funeral director and pick out a casket. You don't have to pay for it, and any funeral director will be happy to show you the selection of options. Some funeral homes will have the full casket and some will have just corners and the inside material. Keep in mind the inside material is very important. That is what everyone will see and you will feel. Oh, sorry about that. Dead people really don't feel. Anyway, if this is freaking you out, you can call your local funeral home and just go into the office and look at pictures of caskets. You might want to do it online, but I really don't recommend that because you need to see the place where all your family and friends will come to visit you. And besides, if you do it online, then die the next day, you will rest for a couple of days in a building you have never seen. Now that is truly scary, unless you really don't care. Another thing to remember, your funeral director can help you speak the language of death. Things like embalming, vaults, burial, cremation, cemetery, prayer cards, etc. You get the idea? Why not? Let's have the conversation. I want to understand how I can be buried the way I've lived, large and contented, and you should too. Everyone should understand what's involved with making these end-of-life decisions. Once again, that is why we should think and talk about death. Do not, I repeat, do not leave these decisions to someone else. That is being a coward. Man up or woman up. Be strong. Death is a whole lot less scary when we confront it head on. And understanding our space-time limitations usually releases all kinds of creativity. A big thank you to Martin Heidegger and Dr. Kubler-Ross. They both wrote about freedom towards death. When you face your mortality, it releases all kinds of creativity. You may be wondering, do I practice what I preach? Of course I do. A few years back in full health, I visited a funeral home to speak with the owner. I did know him, which made it easier to discuss the purpose of my visit. At first, he did not have a clue. Then he thought I was joking. I got very serious. Tom, I am here to plan my funeral, or at least the sanitary disposal of my body when I die. So please help me. I'm very serious about this. I want to start with the casket. Tom agreed, and he took me into the office to look at pictures. Not enough. If you know me, I'm a hands-on person. I want it to appeal to my senses, see, feel, smell, etc. So we went into the selection room. At that time, he had a lot of full caskets, no partial caskets. I started to walk around. Then there it was. All of a sudden, the angels sang, the skies opened, and I experienced overwhelming peace. In front of me was the green and gold steel casket that I had seen in the pictures. Green is the color of Ohio University, Athens, Ohio. I played basketball there, not that you care, but such perfection and beauty. The casket was awesome. I'd never seen a casket so beautiful. I moved closer to it and started to touch the silk lining. Wow. Tom was behind me observing. He knew what I was doing. I was picturing myself in that casket. That's right. What an experience. Very liberating. In a moment, I heard his voice say in a whisper, "You would look good in there." I started to laugh. He laughed. But in the end, we both understood. Death is something that does not tolerate avoidance. It will surprise you, engulf you, and terminate you. To ignore it produces insecurity and anxiety. To accept it is freedom towards life. Think about it and talk about it. We will all be better for it.